from the Dark Imp, helping parents reclaim family time by playing board games together. Today, I've got a top 10 for you. My top 10 most played games of 2019. These are the ones that we have played the most in our family, or I have with my group of friends. So, let's get started. So, number 10, Flip City, a deck building game. You start with a set of cards that everybody's got, and as you go through the game, you're going to build up the buildings that you have in your city. You're going to make different choices from everybody else. You can pay to get new cards, which are new buildings, or you can pay to upgrade your cards, flip them over to be more powerful buildings. There are two different ways of winning. Either you get a certain number of cards out on the table in one go. If you get that many cards, if you manage to play a certain number of cards in your go, you win. Or if you get a certain number of victory points out on the table in your go, you win. Flip City. That's at number 10. At number 9, Trails of Cana. This is a game where you have your own island. It's a roll and write game. Well, it's a flip and write game. You're flipping cards. The cards show different kinds of terrain. You're building a network on your island. You're trying to connect the scoring sections, the scoring hexes on your island up with the villages around the edge of your island. And you're trying to connect villages of the same type to each other to get more points. That's Trails of Cana. At number 8, Railroad Inc. In Railroad Inc, it's a roll and write. You're rolling dice, special custom dice with different kinds of railway and road segments on them, and you are creating your own road and rail network on your own board by drawing. And you're trying to score most points by having the most connected hubs around the edge of the board, all connected in one network, and there are other ways to get points as well. That's Railroad Inc. At number 7, Castles of Burgundy. This is a bigger game. You have your own kind of domain, your own map in front of you. And during the game, you're going to score points in different ways, all sorts of kinds of different ways you can get points in. So you're going to take little tiles from the centre, you're going to put them on your board, you have to use your dice in order to decide which ones you're taking, which tiles you're taking, and where you're putting them on your board. You can take a different strategy from everybody else. You're competing for the resources in the middle, but you're working on your own board. That's Castles of Burgundy. And number 6, Pandemic Legacy Season 1. Now this is a legacy game, so when you start with Game 1, and then Game 2 builds up from where you ended with Game 1. You're going to change the board, you're going to add new pieces, there are going to be boxes that you can open as you go through. There are 12 different games in here. They go through the month of the year, so January all the way to December. You can play each one twice. If you don't win the first time, you can have another go at it. But when you've got to the end, you're not going to be able to play it again. The idea is that you are a team of specialists trying to fight the spread of infections all around the world. So this is Pandemic Legacy Season 1. At number 5, Wingspan. Wingspan is an engine building game where during the game you're going to take different bird cards and place them in your tableau. Different birds can go in different habitats, and you've got 3 lines for the different habitats that you can put the birds in. And then whenever you trigger the action of that particular habitat, maybe it's lay eggs, or maybe it's get food, or maybe it's draw more bird cards, then you'll be able to activate each bird card that you have in that habitat as well. So the further you go through the game, the more actions you can take. This is great. Wingspan at number 5. Number 4, photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, you're playing a certain type of tree, And you have to plant seeds that will then grow through different sizes of tree until you can harvest your tree and get points for them. The way that you get to take different actions is by getting light points or sun points. And that depends on where the sun is hitting. If the sun, which rotates around the board, if the sun is hitting your trees, you're going to get some points that you're going to be able to spend on planting new seeds or growing your trees or harvesting your trees. It's a very thinky, brilliant game. Number 4, photosynthesis. At number 3, splendor. Splendor plays really quickly, which may be one of the reasons why it's really high up in my most played games list. It's an engine building game. You can take gems on your turn, and when you have a certain number of gem tokens, you can exchange them for cards. Different cards give you different gems, which become permanent gems. So then if you want to spend more gems in future turns to get more cards, you can use the ones on your cards and you don't have to give them up. So you're trying to create your engine, which will then access higher scoring points. First to 15 points wins. That's splendor. At number 2, rolling ranch. Rolling ranch is another roll and write game. So you're going to roll the dice, which have animals and numbers on, and then you're going to choose an animal on one and a number on the other, and you're going to put that animal in that number on your map. So you're trying to create areas on your map where you've got many of the same different kinds of animal, because that is how you score. There are other ways of scoring with different buildings which give you extra points, and you're going to get your own objective card, which is another way to get points. Rolling ranch at number 2. And finally, at number 1, terraforming Mars. We probably get terraforming Mars out almost every week, and that's really saying something because it's a huge game. It plays in anywhere between 2 to 4 hours. It plays in our longer games have been because there are lots of expansions and sometimes we add a lot of them. Terraforming Mars, you are trying to do exactly that. You're trying to make Mars habitable. It's a much more complicated game than some of the others that we've talked about. My kids absolutely love it. It's a real challenge. Every card is different. Each time you play, it's a completely different experience. You're playing a different corporation with different abilities and different effects. You're trying to raise 3 global parameters. You're trying to place ocean tiles, which gives you points. You're trying to raise the temperature, and you're trying to increase the oxygen level. You do that through, all sorts of different ways, mainly by playing cards, but you have little tokens on your player board as well that allow you to raise the heat raise the temperature when you have enough heat, allow you to place greenery on the board when you have enough plants. And so each time you play, it's like a new experience. At number 1 for 2019, my most played game, Terraforming Mars.